After a 2-2 start to the season, the Browns are playing already their third night game against an AFC playoff opponent. It's been a really difficult first stretch of the season for Cleveland so far. We've gone through a 500. We defeated the Chiefs on the road in the postseason last year. Chiefs seeking revenge, while the Browns are seeking to come out of this game with a winning record. 2-3 to start after last season would be a disappointment. So this is a little bit of a big game for both sides, and we'll see who can come out on top. It is really nice to have David Njoku back in the lineup for Cleveland, a big-time playmaker last season. And our offense has looked pretty solid here to start the season, but I think we obviously get a ceiling raise with the addition of someone of his caliber playing tight end. He's got Matt Driver for a big catch and run up to the 23. We've been moving Matt Driver all around the line. I'm trying to get him more involved in the offense. I think wide receiver 1+ slot is where I'll stick with it for a little while to see what we can get from that. Underneath, there'll be no gain for the fullback. Got a bunch formation now on the left side for 2nd and 10. Fake the give to McFerrin. Richardson throws an interception targeting A.D. Mitchell over the middle. Leo Chanel was just right there. Must not have seen the linebacker lurking there. A.D. Mitchell had that corner beat, but the corner knew he had inside help, and the Chiefs defense picks up a turnover. Chiefs now driving off the interception. Have a 1st and 10 from the 42. Under 5 minutes remain here in the first quarter, excuse me. Mahomes goes to the check down and quickly swarmed after the catch by a couple of Browns defenders. But a pickup of 5 on first. Man in motion again, it's Noah Gray. RPO, and Mahomes finds a wide open man inside the 20 to the 12. A perfectly executed RPO there by Kansas City. Had some blockers in front of him and an explosive gain on what was a very simple pass. Mahomes back to pass again in a lot of traffic, but it ends up going into the hands of Xavier Worthy. 2nd and 1 from the 3. Pacheco in the backfield alongside Patrick. Into the flat is broken up by Greg Newsome. I'll make it 3rd and short. A lot of bodies here near the line of scrimmage. All clustered together, and Mahomes finds his way through the crowd. An open man for the touchdown. Too easy for Mahomes and the Chiefs. 78 yards taken to the crib by Ernie McFerrin to tie this game up here in the beginning of the 2nd quarter. That's got to be his longest run of his career. Let's go. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs at the 32-yard line. They converted a 3rd and 19 earlier on this drive, which continues to just be a weakness of the defense, but getting interceptions has been one of our biggest strengths, and JOK undercuts the route perfectly there and brings the ball back into the hands of the Browns. Perfect coverage. Having himself another strong year for Cleveland in a contract year. It's important to capitalize on the turnovers that the defense can provide you. We've got a solid drive going here. into Kansas City territory, and a pickup of 5 there to Mitchell. Richardson getting flushed out of the pocket, and he is sacked by Sims. Just a little indecisive there. Looked like he hesitated there on getting out of the pocket, and it cost him. He doesn't... The way Madden works, you got to be... If you're going to get out of the pocket, you got to do so in a hurry. What a strike on 3rd and 13 to Matt Driver. To move the sticks, making up for the sack on the previous play. Richardson avoids the pressure and finds his wide open man on the check down. McFerrin will move the sticks. We now have it at the 12. Davidson into the game. We'll go RPO, but good tackling by Kansas City there. Didn't quite have the blocking that the Chiefs had on their earlier RPO. So it'll be just a 2-yard gain for Njoku. Richardson has Judy near the first down marker. We'll call it a pickup of 7. Bringing up the 2-minute warning in a 7-7 ball game here in the first half. 3rd and 1. Wouldn't mind seeing a McFerrin run here. We will go to the air, though. And Richardson just throws it into the dirt. I think he maybe could have had A.D. Mitchell there, but I don't mind the decision to play it a little bit safe. Don't know why I'm getting Xbox messages right now. Richardson finds A.D. Mitchell on 4th and 1 for the touchdown. The Browns take the lead. Really good drive put together. We had the sack, but a excellent throw on 3rd down and then marching us all the way down the field. Good drive by Richardson. Kansas City with an explosive play in the pass game. Now threatening to put some points on the board before the half. Mahomes gets them into field goal territory now with a completion to Noah Gray. Kansas City still has 2 timeouts. I know, especially after last episode, the clock management in Madden was a point of discussion. And I'm willing to perhaps change some things, maybe hop into some scenarios, as long as I can find a way to make it equal for both teams. Because I've made a lot of decisions, such as not creating custom playbooks, etc., in order to make things fair on both sides. And so if I could find a solution that adequately does that, I'm open to it. But until then, the Madden clock cheese is going to continue to be the Madden clock cheese as we get an incompletion force there on 3rd down. So the field goal unit will come out with 32 seconds remaining. I imagine Cleveland will just take this to the half. Content to be up 14-10 on the road against this caliber of a team. Kansas City with a good drive going here to begin the 3rd quarter. Trying to take the lead. Mahomes. Back to pass. Taking the drag route underneath, and a bad angle by Ben Folds will be a Kansas City touchdown on a simple drag route. I mean, Folds was a little bit too aggressive there on the angle, and then nobody else was able to get him. How does Cleveland respond? It seems like almost every single drive of this game has gotten into the opponent's territory. The offense is doing a pretty good job here. Trailing for the first time in this game, Cleveland looks to retake the lead. They move the chains there to Njoku. Now officially halfway through the 3rd. Richardson tries to take off, but will take a big sack, loss of 11. I don't know when this guy's going to learn. Whenever he tries to take off on the edge, I know he has decent speed. It just doesn't work with the way these pass rushers are so athletic. And then on 2nd and 21, we run, which is the maybe as bad as crow routes in Madden. Like, what is actually the purpose of running on 2nd and 21? Driver will haul it in, but it'll be well short of the sticks. We will attempt a field goal here. So the completion wasn't for no use at all. It gets us into field goal range for Dustin Hopkins. He ties this game up at 17 apiece. An offensive pass interference against Brian Branch instantly puts the Chiefs into Browns territory in just one play here. Nice job rallying to the ball there, but I think there's been one drive on both sides, if even that hasn't gotten into opponent territory this entire game. It's been, surprisingly enough, a pretty good offensive battle. I know 17-17 doesn't seem crazy. There's been a couple of turnovers that have helped with that, but both of these offenses are also going on pretty long drives. They're all, with the exception of the 78-yard McFerrin touchdown, 10-plus play drives. They're just finding their way down the field. And when you're playing against good defenses, that's often the way you need to score, is by taking what they're going to give you, because they're not going to give you a ton. Mahomes to Noah Gray just had that really impressive touchdown last time out. That time will only pick up 4. Chiefs always seem to have pre-snap motion going, which is something you like to see. What a throw from Patrick Mahomes to Belcher. Kind of looks like Devontae Smith with that gear. And of course the number 6. I'm pretty sure that's really similar gear set to what Smitty has. 1st and goal for Kansas City from the 5. Should be a big time stop. At least hold them to 3 if we can. Possibly create a turnover. Garrett, he's going to get to Patrick Mahomes. But a little bit slower of a start to the season for Garrett, at least from what we saw last year, where he won Defensive Player of the Year. His teammates have been able to keep up the sack production, but nice to see him rack one up here. 2nd and goal from the 18. That sack is huge. Again, there's motion for the Chiefs. Mahomes finds a man on a sit route. Big time hit by the rookie, Sheldon Edens. We'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 9. Let's hold him to 3. Mahomes. He's going to scramble. He's got tons of space, but stopped up short by Greg Newsome. I don't think I realized till now, but Denzel Ward is not playing in this game. Something to monitor here. We've had Rasul Douglas, somebody we picked up to be a mentor and to provide some depth in the cornerback room. He has stepped into the lineup in his stead. But we've got a tied ball game heading into the 4th quarter. Chiefs looking to take the lead here in the first play of the 4th, and they do with a chippy field goal, 20-17 in favor of the hometown squad. The Cleveland Browns have done nothing but run the football all the way down to the 35-yard line. Let's see how they can finish off this drive here. Heavy package again. Likely to run once more here. The give is to McFerrin. He nearly is able to get to the edge, but instead it's just a gain of 3. Now Cleveland will spread him out. Still going to stay on the ground game, though. Just a pickup of 1, so likely going to be the first pass of the drive here. This is probably the 10th play of the drive. Going to need to go to the air now. Play action, and nobody picks up 92 on the Chiefs. What the heck is that? Just a Spagnuolo special. The unblocked defender ruins a drive that had been going pretty impressively for the Browns all on the ground game, but you can't leave people unblocked on play action. It's always going to hurt you, and that was an awful, awful punt. The Chiefs are driving once more into Browns territory. It has not been a great day for the Browns defense. And a diving reception there puts Mahomes over 300 yards on the day. Can't remember the last time we allowed a 300-yard passer. Mahomes into the flat, and it's hauled in for a pickup of 5. We need to get the stop here quickly and hold them to a field goal so the offense has a chance for the game-winning touchdown. Into the flats, and once again, just these tight ends are outrunning our defense. We're not taking good angles on these tight ends. Mahomes. Incomplete over the middle. A lot of jerseys in that area. Mahomes finds a man. He breaks a tackle. It has not been a good Ben Folds game. That is 2 touchdowns based off bad plays from Ben Folds. Goes for the hit stick instead of just wrapping him up. And it results in a Kansas City score. They now hold a 2-score lead here with 3:32 remaining. Dire times for the Browns, who are likely headed to a 2-3 start to the season. Empty backfield for Richardson, and nearly throws his second interception. Instead, we're empty once more. Richardson avoids the pressure and finds Mitchell for a gain of 8. So it'll take us down to 3 minutes. 3rd and 2. Once again, finding Mitchell. We're going to need more than 5 and 6 yards at a time, though. On this drive. Check down again. Normally, I'm fine with Richardson's decision-making to kind of play it safe here, but we need plays that are longer than 10 yards. We have to score twice here. And this has been a really tough game, injury-wise, for this Browns squad. A lot of guys have gone out in this game. What a throw, but Mitchell could not hold on. That was the kind of play that we needed. Richardson put it right on the money. This time, Mitchell once again on the reception. It's been his favorite target here on this drive. I don't know what I can do to get Richardson to target Driver more. I feels like good things happen when we target Driver. We just don't do it very often. We do target him here, and he's gonna stay up and lose yards because of it. Again, we need more than 5 yards at a time here, Richardson. I'm not really loving these play calls. I understand sit routes are a big part of this playbook, but not in this part of the game. Richardson just gonna throw it away here. Had a clear lane for a scramble, of course. Could have moved the chains there, but wants to stay smart with the clock. And another excellent throw by Richardson, but our receivers are unable to hold on through contact, and we'll settle for 3 here and will be forced to recover an onside kick here. Never love it when it comes down to recovering an onside kick. But at least we have a chance here. And it is hauled in with one hand. I'm sure the Chiefs coaching staff would love it if you played it a little safer there, but that's going to effectively end this ball game with only 2 timeouts remaining on the Browns side. Pacheco for 4, then a -2, but then an 8-yard scramble by Patrick Mahomes as the time expires. And that will be the end of week 5. A really tough fought game on both sides. The Chiefs do exact their revenge for the playoff defeat at the hands of our Browns. And we start 2-3. We played the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Ravens early. 3 of the toughest teams in the entire conference. So that has to go into consideration with this 2-3 start. But obviously, after winning a playoff game last year, having a losing record through 5 games is certainly not what we wanted. The defense just was not good enough today. 30 of 37 allowed. We missed Denzel Ward for sure. 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. 23 of 30 for 198. 1-1 for Richardson. I'm not sure how much I like this Colts playbook. Richardson's not throwing as many interceptions. He's just kind of won a game in this playbook, but it's a lot of sit-down routes. Matt Driver, 6 for 61. I think that's actually his most yards in a game this year. So there's that. Defensively, we got 2 sacks from Mike Hall Jr., who continues to have just a stellar year. He did get injured in this game alongside a lot of players. But ultimately, we just didn't have enough to beat the Chiefs here in week 5. We've got ourselves another multi-week injury. It'll be 4 games missed for Tony Stevenson because I have not simulated for the week yet. But big loss for our offensive line, our most athletic offensive lineman, probably our best run blocking offensive lineman, will be out for a month. And if you were hoping for things to get easier in week 6, it does not. We already faced our second game against the Baltimore Ravens. We did beat them in our first matchup this year, which is nice. Big day for Ernie McFerrin. He earns a breakout scenario. I don't think 3 touchdowns is really all that good of a goal. I'd say 100 yards and a TD. We can get that against the Ravens. That seems reasonable to me. For a breakout scenario. We've got ourselves a really big matchup here. We could tie ourselves with the Ravens with a win, but a loss drops us to 2-4 prior to the bye week, which could start to get dangerous towards missing the playoffs. 2-4 is not a good look. And we do pick up a defeat. A 14-point loss at the hands of the Ravens. They had 402 yards and 31 touchdowns. Our defense on a bit of a cold streak, going against, no doubt, 2 high-end quarterbacks. Richardson, another 1 touchdown, 1 interception performance. Seems to kind of be his norm. McFerrin did not get 100 yards, not even close. Didn't even average 3 yards a carry, but he did get a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, a really good game for Cleveland. And he was kind of the only receiver that got going at all for us. Defensively, we got 1 more sack from Mike Hall, who continues to be our most effective pass rusher this year. No picks, no forced fumbles defensively. Defense going through a bit of a cold streak here. We do have a couple of scenarios here. DB breakout part 2. Let's take a look at this. I thought Kalen Bullock was all the way there, but he seemed to slow down in that game. He was injured. Oh my goodness. He literally didn't play because of injury. I don't know what to tell you, Madden. Know that we're both not satisfied with that game. Let's take the positives out of it, but no boosts or declines in any way from that scenario. As we are in our bye week, let's take a look at where we rank across the NFL in certain categories. We are 31st in points per game. So yeah, that's Colts playbook. Probably something we're looking to change once again come next season. 25th in offensive pass yards per game, 12th in rush. We're 11th in points allowed per game defensively, 26th in passing yards allowed, though. That's just not the defense we had last year. Defense is tough from year to year to replicate, but I was still expecting a top 10 defense at the very least, if not the number one once more. We have had more injuries this year than we have in years past. The Kalen Bullock one really hurt our safety defense. I looked for practice squad players to possibly sign. That was a suggestion in the last video. There just wasn't really any, so I decided to just let it rip with one of our UDFAs, and I think that's probably been some case, but I think Ben Folds has been worse this year as well, and it's just been a weird year. We've also faced a really, really tough slate of quarterbacks in our first 6 games, and so perhaps with the quarterbacks probably getting easier down the stretch of this season as we continue through it in the second half of it, hopefully those ratings can come back up a bit. We've got some staff points here, and I would like to slow down a season of regression for left defensive ends here. That's what we have Myles Garrett playing, and now into his 30s. I'd love to have him keep that high overall for a little bit longer, as we did re-sign him here. And so want to keep that beast mode defensive end. Keep those ratings high as long as we possibly can. This is the last game prior to the trade deadline, and if we lose this one, I think it becomes a real possibility to become sellers at the trade deadline this year. Not sure exactly who would become someone that we could sell, but if we lose here on the road in Jacksonville, 2-5, starts to look pretty grim. I think you can blame the tough schedule for a 2-4, but a 2-5 it just continues to look worse and worse. Now, the Jaguars are 5-2 this year. They're looking really good, but just on paper, we have a much better roster, and we should be able to beat this squad. Jacksonville is driving on their opening possession. Already inside the 25. They've only had to pass it once. It's been all Travis Etienne the entire drive, and they're back to him here. Maybe a little too tired at this point as he dropped that one. As you can tell, he is already huffing and puffing. He's literally been the target of each rush and reception on this drive. Great blocking there will spring him towards a first down marker. 44 yards on the ground in this drive. 17 in the air. To the 13. Once again to Etienne. There's literally there's no one else on the squad. And finally they sub him out. Over the middle. Ingram hauls it in. Backup of 5 there. And now we have a 3rd and 6 with an opportunity to force Jacksonville to a field goal here. As you can see, Denzel Ward back onto the field, which is really helpful for this defense. Myles Garrett and Owe both get to the quarterback there. He's able to just get the pass off, but Mac Jones throws the incompletion. And we at least hold them to 3 here. Browns have a good drive going here to start the game. Explosive play to Jerry Jeudy sets us up here at the 31. Njoku hauls this one in here for pickup of 6 yards. Staying in empty formation here. Richardson finds Jeudy on the in breaker. First down. Browns seem to like this formation, working out well for them. Another quick throw. This time it's Njoku. 9 yards. And now finally we get a running back in the backfield next to Richardson on 2nd and 1 inside the 10. We'll give it to Davidson. He will move the chains, but can't shake the defensive back. I mean, this is our first drive, and we're about to end the first quarter here. Both teams going on really long drives. Matt Driver hauls it in for the touchdown. His second catch of the day. And Cleveland takes a lead. Richardson thought about taking off, but he had his man. What has happened to this defense, man? The Jaguars are making this look like a bottom defense in the league. The Jaguars, man. I don't think it was just the quarterbacks as we get a really big sack here. But, whoops. I guess I didn't choose the right option there. But this isn't the type of team that should be giving us this much trouble with Mac Jones at the quarterback spot. We'll get back-to-back sacks here, so as I talk about how the defense is struggling. We get 2 sacks in a row for a loss of a combined 28 yards. Watch us somehow give up 3rd and 38, though. Underneath, and just a pickup of 4. At the 41-yard line, they will bring out the field goal kicker for a 58-yarder. It is up, and it is no good. So excellent field position for Cleveland to start. Already at midfield, I think we'll just pick up this drive. Richardson has Njoku. There is a flag on the play. And it will be roughing the passer. Going to tack on some yardage onto that reception. Josh Hines-Allen is the guilty party here. First and 10 from the 28. Richardson picks up 7 on a throw out to A.D. Mitchell. Richardson back to pass again, going for the end zone, and it's nearly intercepted. Tried to find Njoku downfield. 3rd and 3. Richardson. He's going to try to step up the middle, but he can't quite escape Trayvon Walker. So the Browns will be forced into a field goal here. Should be a pretty easy one for Hopkins. And it's in. The Browns defense did get a stop thanks to a 3rd down sack by Mike Hall. And so under a minute remains, Cleveland trying to add some points onto the board. Went for the big play there, but Cisco with the pass breakup. Blitz coming. Picked up. And a nice throw out to Davidson. He gets out of bounds. Nice job responding to the blitz on that play. Gets us to the 31. We still have 2 timeouts remaining. Into the flat for Njoku. He's got catch and run yardage for a pickup of 9. The Browns will take their second to last timeout. On 2nd down, Richardson. He's just going to hold on to the ball way too long. You have to get rid of that ball. What are you holding on for? We do smartly use the timeout in time for the field goal unit. And it'll be 13-3 heading into the halftime break in favor of your Browns. Browns get the ball first in the 3rd quarter, and they are threatening to build a really strong lead here. Judy on the slant. He breaks tackles. Still breaking tackles down to the 1. What a play by Jerry Judy. How many tackles did he just bounce off there on that play? He would not be denied all the way down to the 1. I thought he might have scored on that, which would have been incredibly impressive. In fact, I want another look at that. There's a chance he did score. It's much more risky to throw a challenge flag in the second half of a game. Those second half timeouts are so much more valuable. He is down short, I think. Barely. Yeah, just short, I think. So good call there by the refs. We will not throw the challenge flag. And we'll keep this one going. First and goal at the half-yard line. At this point, just give it to McFerrin. We'll go to the air, trying to get Njoku a score, and he hauls it in, but maybe loses a quarter of a yard. Can we just give it to McFerrin, please? It'll be a read option, and Richardson. How are we? We have a power back. We have it at the half-yard line. Give it to him. Thank you. Good night. It's not that difficult, people. Offensive coordinator trying to get too cute on that. But eventually on third down, he makes the right choice. And we get the score. It's another drive where the Jaguars have just been able to kind of run it right down our throats. Our run defense has been really bad today, and I'm not 100% sure why that's the case. Jones on the check down, gains 9 on first down. Browns playing press coverage across the board. Jones back to pass. Almost intercepted by Brian Branch. That would have been a big-time turnover. Instead, it's 3rd and 1. Browns showing 6 defenders all at the line of scrimmage. They'll send them, and Denzel Ward breaks up the pass intended for Christian Kirk. Jacksonville will stay on the field. They had it 2nd and 1. They've been able to run down our throats all game long. Mike Hall tried to make a stop there, but perhaps there's that 83 strength coming back to bite us. He's been so good as a pass rusher. But 83 strength as a defensive tackle is really not going to be good enough in the run game. And certainly showed up for us in this game. But the pass defense here in the red zone has been really good. A lot of PBUs. Jones, and can we just hold on to one of these interceptions? How many does Mac Jones need to give us before we hold on to one? 3rd and goal from the 4. Jones hit as he released it. Incomplete. Jaguars offensive lineman, and eventually the Jags will be held to a field goal. A score here could essentially put the game away for Cleveland, especially were it to be a touchdown. 2nd and 5 from the 22. From under center, play action to McFerrin. He goes to Njoku, who will move the chains. 270 yards, a touchdown, no picks for Richardson. And a really solid outing for him. Richardson over the middle and hauled in by A.D. Mitchell. 300 yards of offense today, as you can see. It's been a really bad year offensively for us. But it looks better today. And what a throw! Matt Driver hauls it in traffic. Richardson looked like he was destined for a sack. Instead, he throws a touchdown. 2 wide receiver 1, Matt Driver. Rolling to his left. Hits him right on the money. Jags would tack on the Browns would tack on an extra touchdown here in this game. 34-6, a dominant victory after the bye. The defense Didn't play very well against the run, but ultimately only allowed 6 points in this game. So a big bounce back for them. And then the offense scoring a season high 34 on the other end. You couldn't ask for a better confidence booster heading into the bye week. The 300-yard, 3 touchdowns, 0 interception game by Donald Richardson. Maybe the best game of his career. I mean, we allowed 122 yards on the ground to E.20 on 5 yards of carry, so that's kind of what I'm talking about, struggling against the ground game. But other than that, the defense played well. Didn't get much on the way of carries. Our offense was cooking today. 7 for 59 and 2 scores for Matt Driver. Another 100-yard performance for Jerry Jeudy. Defensively, we got a 3-sack Mike Hall game. He was tied for second in the NFL in sacks heading into this game, or at least I think it was at least heading into the bye, but a 3-sack performance here. We got 2 fourth-quarter interceptions. Bullock, welcome back to the lineup, and JOK in there as well. And that's exactly the kind of game I really wanted to see heading into the trade deadline, because we've struggled. We've had a really tough schedule, but I think facing off against the Jaguars, we've shown what kind of team we can be, maybe when we're not facing AFC Super Bowl contenders every single week. And as we always do, we will finish off the episode here with some player upgrades. Mike Hall, I mean, what a season he's having as a pass rusher. Gets a couple of the block sheds there. I'm really open for some more strength upgrades from Mike Hall. We don't get any here, but we get a lot of help to block shed and his pass rushing skills, up to an 89 finesse move and an 86 block shed. Power moves is also into the 80s at this point. Brian Branch, he's made a couple of big time plays for us. I think we'll go hybrid here. Gets him up to a 94 overall. See if we can get a little bit of man coverage, and we do with just a +1 though. Still just 25 years old, Brian Branch. JOK. We'll go run stopper here. I think having our defense focus a little bit on the run stopping after what I saw in that Jacksonville game makes some sense. Ernie McFerrin. He is our power back, so we'll just continue to upgrade that. A couple to trucking. Anthony Davidson, on the other hand, is our elusive / receiving back. We'll go elusive for this upgrade. Can we get a carrying? We do get a carrying here, as well as a +2 to spin moves. Still hasn't played enough to reveal his depth trait, just kind of the nature of having a split backfield. Jeff Beverly. We'll go pass protector, scheme fit here. And some pretty nice upgrades on that one. And then everybody else here, we will have upgrade themselves. 3-4, heading into a week 9 matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders is where I will leave you here in this episode. Should be another good opportunity for a win to claw back to 500 here. That game will be how we kick off the next episode, which will be coming out soon, and I'll see you then. Go Browns.